Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. To start things off, actually before we start things off, there are an enormous amount of bots, robots, people bots in the comment section who are mimicking me, mimicking this channel, and mimicking my other channel, which is called Money Rules. Please be aware, they are not me, I are not them. They're constantly telling people to find them on Telegram, to Instagram them, and all these other things. I have to reiterate this for people who already know, and also for people who may be new here. I will never, ever, ever, I am never going to ask you to email me, Telegram me, Instagram me, phone call me, anything to give me money, to give you information. All the information I give you is free right here. That's why I have the YouTube channel. So if you see any of them, report them, block them, whatever you kind of need to do. But I looked through the comment sections, you know, answer people's questions, and I saw hundreds of them, and it was really weird. There were 5 mimics of my other channel as well. It was very, very odd. Anyway, on to the good stuff. This is going to be a bit of a mix of a normal video and a news I missed video, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that happened during the week. Yesterday, or the last couple of hours, Bitcoin made it to 19,000 US dollars. It says the total market cap surged to $530 billion as Bitcoin came less than 5% away from its previous all-time high, while XRP soared to a new 2020 high. Bitcoin initiated another impressive leg that resulted in charting a fresh new 35-month high. My goodness, at nearly 19,000 US dollars. Only a few percentages from December 2017's all-time high. The altcoins have also painted notable price pumps, including a 25% surge in XRP. Not sure why. I know we have the, oh gosh, what's it called? Radits? Oh no, that's not it. Oh, this, whatever. There's something that's happening with XRP. I think like an airdrop or something like that, but I don't think a 25% surge is coming from that airdrop thing that's supposed to be taking place. Once again, if you've been here since January, what have I been saying continuously over and over and over? This year has been a direct mimic of 2017, like literally down to the prices, even where we are right now. If this holds true, and we are currently I mean, listen, we've been here for 11 months already. If this continuation of the mimic of 2017 continues, the next part of it is XRP rising for no reason. A lot of you may remember, for those of you who were or were not here, in 2017, XRP, I said this before a couple of videos ago, but just to reiterate, it was half a cent, then it went to 1 cent, and then it kept on rising, and it was around 25, 30 cents. Everyone was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but it's still garbage, and going back down to zero. And then it hit $1, and I was like, okay, well, clearly something's happening here. And then it surged 3.5 times higher to $3.60. But it wasn't based off of nothing. It was based off of the hype that Coinbase was going to add it, but there was still something like a twinge of kind of like a big question mark in the air as to what's happening. So, same time frame. Exact same time frame. So if we see XRP by Thanksgiving, was that next Thursday, give or take, somewhere around that time frame, getting to $1 or near $1, just understand that it potentially has the possibility to surge a lot higher, because this has been the weirdest year in the ever. The similarities of 2017 are a bit too eerie for me. But I mean, I'm glad that the prices are going up as far as the, you know, what I thought was going to happen. But alas, here we are. So anyway, Bitcoin hit 19,000. XRP has exploded higher. This one says Bitcoin network activity reaches a new all-time high as price rockets higher. There are tons of people using the network, swapping coins around, buying things, locking their coins up. Tons of activity on the Bitcoin network. We haven't heard a lot about any or much of how high some of the fees are. I think I saw a fee of around like $6 the other day or something like that, which isn't amazing, but it's also not terrible. When we get to a higher Bitcoin price and Bitcoin's transaction fees are floating around $30, Bitcoin's going to be very high in price. This one says Ethereum Surge is 10% higher as DeFi rally continues. Ethereum 2 inches closer. I think it's a mixture of the hype for Ethereum 2.0. Let us not forget DeFi is still a thing, and those coins are also not even inching higher. They're moving up higher based on hype. We also have people are still locking up their coins inside of the actual contract. And just the actual momentum of all these things, people are still also locking up their Bitcoins. There's all these factors coming together. And it makes me very excited because we are in 2020. We haven't even gotten to, like, if you look at what all the analysts were saying by 2024 and 2028, that's going to be like the really insane things because anyway, all the other halvings, yada, yada, yada. So the fact that all this stuff is happening now just always makes me wonder, like, where are we going to be in 5 years? And this one says Cardano price prediction, ADA to hit 11 cents. Cardano's also up by, I think it was like 12% or something like that. Not really sure why, but it was, you'll see on the chart. It was one of the only, I mean, all the coins are pumping right now. But for some reason, Litecoin, Cardano, and XRP are like a straight line up kind of thing. And I mean, I'm not knocking it. I mean, you know, sure, please, by all means, continue to do so. And this one says altcoins are poised for 100x gains and big money is getting into these projects early, says crypto analyst Lark Davis. I don't doubt it at all. I think people are still a bit undecided as to if altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. Historically, we've seen that they do. Bitcoin rises by 12%, altcoins rise by 25% over the course of the entire bull run. Bitcoin has 5x, 10x, 15x, but the altcoins have done like a 900x because, you know, what have you. So, we're here. All of your diligence and patience and everything else that you've had to put up with this year has paid off. We are on the cusp of, we do not know if we are going to get there, at least this week, but I feel like it's going to happen fairly soon that we are going to hit a $20,000 Bitcoin. Expect a bit of a fear pullback. And then let her rip. Anyway, that's all the price news that we have, at least for this morning. The coins are doing exceedingly well, especially for a weekend. Is it the weekend? Why do I ask this every video? I'm like, what? Is today Tuesday? Why don't I know the dates anymore? Yep, it is Saturday. And let's move on. Next up, Chinese exchange heavyweight Huobi could be set to snap up a controlling stake in BitHum, South Korea's biggest trading platform, in a deal that could create an Asian trading behemoth. In a report from The Bell, Korea, an unnamed investment banking source believed to be close to the deal has stated that Huobi has expressed interest in purchasing all of the parent company BitHum Holdings stake in the company. So the news being that one entity wants to purchase another entity. I expect a lot of mergers, not really mergers, but kind of like accumulations. We had news a couple of weeks ago that PayPal was also allegedly in the process of trying to buy multiple companies as well who had to deal with cryptocurrencies, were into cryptocurrencies, or were cryptocurrency exchanges. I think it just seems a bit logical at this point that they would be trying to do so simply because you want to have the advantage in all manners and forms. You don't want to have to compete against someone. Think of, and I was going to say a name out loud, think of the companies on the planet or within the stock exchanges that kept on going up during this year. It's because they bought out all of their competition, so just kind of how it goes. So yeah, why not? Sure, Huobi is trying to buy BitHum. Not surprised in any shape or form. I think it even says somewhere around here that they already hold like a 30% stake or something. Wait, no, they already own a 70% stake of BitHum, so I assume it's just, you know, technicalities at this point. Next up, Anthony Scaramucci, founder of global investment firm Skybridge Capital and former White House communications director, says Bitcoin could easily become digital gold and a store of value asset. Isn't it so weird that over the last 5 to 6 weeks, every single day we're either getting news that someone rich is in the cryptocurrency space or some type of really important, super rich person comes out of the woodworks and talks about the future prospects for Bitcoin. What was that woman a couple of days ago? She's like a new senator or something like that, or governor of a state she was just recently voted in, who also came forward and was like, no, Bitcoin is the answer. Kind of crazy that all these people are coming forward. In an interview with Kitco, Scaramucci says Skybridge is doing its due diligence when it comes to crypto assets. It says, after doing 2 years of research on the digital asset space, I wanted to have that flexibility, and we're a registered investment company, so we filed with the SEC just to indicate and to include in our prospectus that an ongoing forward bias if we decide that we're going to invest in his... Sure, why not? Billion-dollar fund manager says Bitcoin could become digital gold. It's not going to become digital gold. I think it's already written in the stars that it's going to happen, and they know that it's going to happen. There's a reason why they're openly talking about it right now, and the fact that and I love when they mention these things as well. We've been doing research for 2 years. Kind of funny, because it's always these... It's never a random thing that they decide to get into the cryptocurrency space. They've been looking at this space for a very long time, and I am going to assumption that for a number of years, they were also purchasing smaller amounts of cryptocurrencies. They realize where it's going because they probably had conversations with all the other rich people as to where the space can go and how high prices are going to go, and this is why they've been accumulating it. Anyway, that is the rich person getting into crypto news as well. We're on a really good run every single day. There has not been one day thus far where we haven't heard some fund manager, some rich person talking about, hey, Bitcoin's amazing. I see the trend. Do you? Next up, this is part of news I missed. English actress Maisie Williams, who played Arya Stark on Game of Thrones, has revealed that she is considering becoming a Bitcoiner. This was actually super big news, and it's not that I don't get why, but it's like come on, like, they're all going to be in Bitcoin at some point. It could be maybe that like their influence could then influence other people to get into the Bitcoin space as well. Maybe that's why it constantly makes the news. It says also Williams is an internet entrepreneur, having jointly developed and co-funded the social media platform Daisy. Okay, and then it keeps talking about Daisy, entrepreneur, TechCrunch, Daisy, happier. I couldn't be happier. I want Daisy, social media platform. It's finally here, Daisy. So apparently she had a Twitter poll. Oh, geez Louise. 2.7 million followers. Now it makes a lot more sense if she should become a Bitcoiner. She says, should I go long on Bitcoin, yes or no? Apparently Elon Musk responded, said, toss a Bitcoin to your Witcher. Not sure what any of that means. Barry Silbert said, you should check out Grayscale. The other one, I don't know what's the other. No, it's Greyjoy. Was there a Grayscale in Game of Thrones? Michael Grayscale. Todd Grayscale. Nope, there was no Grayscale that I can remember. Novogratz said, duh. He said, I bought more Bitcoin last night at 15,800. It's going to 20K. And then to 65,000. The network effect has taken over. I see tons of new buyers and there is very little supply. It's an easier trade here at 11K. So yes, buy it. Yes, another rich person is getting into Bitcoin. Are you surprised? No, you shouldn't be, because they're all into it at this point. They're all having conversations. And the even crazier part, never ever forget, these people have friends. So at some point, she's been talking to her friends, texting them, and been like, hey, I just made $1 million. You want to make $1 million? Like, yeah, how can I make $1 million? Buy this new thing. Like, all these people talk to each other, and you get the point. Anyway, Arya Stark and the Stark family apparently are either now Bitcoin holders or are going to be Bitcoin holders in the relative future. I assume we'll get more news tomorrow and or the day after as to someone else who's also buying more Bitcoin, because it's just how kind of things go. Anyway, without further ado, that's a very weird photo. Let's move on. It's a very weird photo of him. Next up, CNBC's, Brian Kelly says he believes central bank digital currencies will ultimately boost Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Of course they will. In a new episode of Fast Money, the chief executive officer of digital currency investment firm BKCM says the stark contrast between Bitcoin's fixed supply and seemingly endless money printing from governments will only become more magnified as the currencies around the world go digital. He said in terms of the digital euro or the digital yuan or the digital dollar, it's not actually competition for Bitcoin. This is one of the, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. If you look at financial news a lot of times, when people talk about the idea of Bitcoin becoming digital gold or becoming super popular, and the idea of digitizing fiat currencies that we already have as competition against Bitcoin, is the idea that these people still don't understand that people aren't into Bitcoin because it is digital. They're into Bitcoin, I mean, first of all, as an asset class, but also because of its scarcity. Scarcity is a very big thing. When you talk about to a lot of people or advocates or proponents, whatever you kind of want to say, of a monetary supply that is fixed or one that is scarce, which then gives it value, the conversation then goes to the US dollar is not scarce, the euro is not scarce, the yen is not scarce. They're all not scarce because they can be printed to infinity and beyond, and this is why we see their value continuously going lower. So when you listen to analysts sometimes, I don't know if it's on CNBC, I don't watch a lot of these things, when they talk about the actual digitization of central bank digital currencies or digital currencies, what have you, is that these things could then rival Bitcoin because they're also digital and people can also pay digitally. It's not the digital aspect, it's Bitcoin scarcity. Never forget this. It's the fact that there are only 17 million Bitcoin because the other ones are lost and gone forever. And the fact that a lot of that is already off the market, it's the scarcity of the actual asset that gives it its boost and its power. And we know that this is all mathematical because we can look inside of the code and see exactly where it is. There's not a situation where we have to worry about if there is a situation like 19 and governments go, well, turn on the money printer, because you cannot do that with Bitcoin. There is no rivalry. There is no competition from a fiat currency at all. Bitcoin is going to decimate every single one of them in the short term. And I'm going to show you some of the numbers as well. I didn't even tie those things together, but you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. It says because Bitcoin's core value proposition is that it has a fixed supply. I can't imagine the European Central Bank making a digital currency that is going to have a fixed supply. That's never going to happen. We are probably very, very far away from a country ever announcing that the current financial system that they have built on their fiat currencies is going to stop printing. That is not going to happen because, I don't want to say the C word, but corruption is definitely a really big part of it. Instead, in fact, I would think it would be a lot easier for them to digitally print more money. Actually, it's already super easy to already print money. I actually think there are more of a risk for fiat currency holders, and it highlights why Bitcoin is a digital gold-like product. People really gotta, if you're new here, or if you know people who have been asking you how to get into the cryptocurrency space, while you may tell them that Bitcoin is an investment vehicle and could potentially be a great investment vehicle, let them also understand its Bitcoin scarcity. Tell them you have 100 bananas and the bananas go bad and you have one banana left in the entire world. That banana becomes priceless. Like, they have to understand it's Bitcoin scarcity. And one of the other things that I'm glad that we don't hear about anymore, because it was such stupidity many, many years ago, is a lot of analysts would say, well, there's simply not enough Bitcoin to go around. So what happens when all the Bitcoin is kind of tied up? Bitcoin is, you can fractionalize a Bitcoin into 100 million different points called a Satoshi. And as it is a computer, we can simply add more decimal points behind that. Should Bitcoin ever reach $100 million per coin, $1 would be equal to 1 Satoshi, which would be absolutely insane. But should the value continue to go higher and more value gets pushed into Bitcoin, it's a computer. We can add more decimals, and that's kind of how it goes. Anyway, yeah. When we start getting these things and we have like actual mathematical, I mean, when we've already seen the power of Bitcoin rising because of government printing this year. So it's only going to go further when we actually have it all in digital form. And most of the transactions that we have right now around the world are already digital. Many people aren't transacting tons of money. It's already going through a computer in some sort of way or another, or a number on the screen. Anyway, of course. Here's a very interesting news story, and then we'll put 2 and 2 together, and it'll make a lot more sense in your head. The U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency issued a regulatory proposal that seeks to ensure that crypto businesses enjoy the same facilities when it comes to having a bank account as any other legitimate endeavors. The OCC wants to end the silent discrimination against crypto businesses, according to the U.S. regulator. Instead of using general considerations towards all crypto businesses, banks should now evaluate each company individually. Crypto businesses, not just in the United States, but in many other countries, also face discriminatory practices. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, there was an issue that we had, and we still have this right now, but it was more prevalent in 2018 before, especially in 2017. We had a problem where if you were using your bank account to buy cryptocurrencies on a website. You know how like on your bank statement, it says like you bought X amount in dollars, and it would say like the company that you bought it from. Banks were shutting down people's accounts because they were like, no, I don't want you using a cryptocurrency exchange, which is crazy because you could buy a whole bunch of other stuff and they would never shut down your account, but they were shutting down people's accounts for buying cryptocurrencies. If you were selling your cryptocurrencies and sending it to your bank account, they were freezing your bank account. Also insane. They shouldn't be able to do that. The other part was a lot of cryptocurrency companies started popping up in 2017, as one might have imagined. As the prices are going up, of course, you're going to get more interest and more people start making companies to go into the cryptocurrency space. These companies had tons of money. Where do I put my money? So they tried putting their money into banks. The banks were freezing their accounts, telling them, no, we couldn't work with you. It was all these different things simply because they were cryptocurrency companies. It was absolute madness. So this is what they're talking about as far as the discriminatory practices against the cryptocurrency businesses, because they're just a business. But the issue probably lies in the fact that they are a business that's meant to take over the banking sector. So I assume that's where some of the fear came from. It says the Fair Access to Financial Services proposal by the OCC seeks to provide a better way to evaluate the risk of certain businesses like fintech, exchanges, payment proposals, lending, and custody services, etc. In order to ensure that banks provide customers with fair access to financial services and consistent with longstanding OCC policy, a bank's decision not to serve a particular customer must be based on the individual risk management, yada, 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 yada. So they want to make it so that cryptocurrency businesses have a fair way to get into the door, have access to bank services to be able to deal with their money, and aren't simply shunned for trying to do so. Do any of you know who the head of the OCC is at this point? First of all, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency is huge. Here's the actual notice that we were just talking about for the thing right here. And I was looking around and I was like, who's the head of the OCC? It's this guy right here. His name is Brian Brooks. If you're looking at the screen, do you know what he was before? He was Coinbase's chief legal officer. He's now the United States OCC. So it makes a lot of sense that this guy would, try to make sure that cryptocurrencies have a legal spot within the United States. Talking to my friend a couple of days ago, does everything seem a bit too... The word isn't perfect. The word isn't set up, but it's like the coincidences are a bit too coincidental, if that makes any sense. Nearly all the people, what was that other woman? I think it was Kelly Loeffler, who became a senator. And then we found out that she's married to the head of the New York Stock Exchange. I'm pretty sure it's her. And the New York Stock Exchange, around the same exact time that she became a senator, launched Bakkt, which is the Bitcoin trading platform. So it seems like a lot of people, if you're connecting the dots, who are heavily into crypto are getting regulatory and or, the word isn't ruler, but upper positions within the United States. It's kind of fascinating, no? It's not just me that this is all kind of, I sit here sometimes and I go, well, maybe it's a coinkydink, but I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, kind of odd. And I assume some of these proposals are going to go through. I wonder behind the scenes how many other of these people within the world in general are into cryptocurrencies who are now holding heavy positions within different countries because, question mark. Let's move on. And to finish things off, Bitcoin soared past 18,500 to set another yearly high of 18,936 US dollars late on Friday. On its way to the new yearly high, the King coin also surpassed $350 billion as its market cap, making it bigger than JP Morgan Chase for a brief period of time. The price fell back to 18,600 soon after and is currently trading around 18,635, give or take. Although the market cap has fallen to $345 billion, it's only a matter of time before it goes back up. Basically, Pompliano wrote on Twitter, JP Morgan Chase's market cap is $349 billion. and Bitcoin's hit 350 billion, and that it passed by JP Morgan. This has happened time and time again. We had news at the beginning of this year when Bitcoin passed by the market cap or the total value of PayPal and many other banks on the planet. JP Morgan Chase is one of the largest banking, if not the largest, banking institution on the planet. Calling something garbage and that it passes by you in the race probably hurts a little smidge. I found a list for the world GDP ranked by country. And if you look at it, if you go to 350, roughly around here, Bitcoin, if it was a country, is currently the 41st largest country on the planet. That's insane. Bitcoin is also the 5th largest currency, which is also... Bitcoin's going to take over the entire world, and I just want everyone to really understand that and understand that hopefully your portfolio is indicative of what's to come. Yeah, if you look, I mean, it's bigger than the Czech Republic, than Romania, than Vietnam, Finland, Chile, Egypt. It's a little insane. When we get to a $1 trillion market cap, which is probably going to happen, I give it a couple of months, we'll be bigger than Indonesia, the Netherlands, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Switzerland, Poland, Taiwan, Sweden, Belgium, etc., etc., etc. When we hit, you get the point. Yes. So at the moment, Bitcoin is larger than many, many, many companies on the planet, an enormous amount of countries. The final domino we've been talking about for a long time, the dominoes falling into place. We're about 80% there. It's been a while, but we got here. The largest domino at the very end, there's two big ones. You know, like the super big one and like the mega big one. This is the one that we're waiting for to hit the last one. And that is when countries openly announce that they have to use Bitcoin as their store value, as their digital gold, to be able to create another currency from it. I give it 2 or 3 years. It's once Bitcoin has completely decimated and rivaled the value of the US dollar and the US GDP that we're going to see these countries do it. We've already seen little mimics. People were there was a guy asking me in the comment section yesterday, and I hope I gave you all the answers that you needed. He was asking which countries have adopted Bitcoin, have been buying Bitcoin. We've gotten news throughout the years from financial agents and offices within these countries that apparently they own Bitcoin, were looking to buy Bitcoin. It was basically every single country who's under sanctions right now. Find the list. They at some point, we found out that they owned cryptocurrencies, that they were trying to create their own cryptocurrencies, then the whole Venezuela thing with remittances, etc., back and forth. This is big, and it's going to get bigger, and I don't think people are ready for how large it's going to become. Once again, hope your portfolio is ready, because, yeah. As always, remembered my phone this day. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbite University, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohammed Maroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Damien Setsooner, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mann, Jalevori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jimmy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, Hitch Chess, Every Day, and Kalskip Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McGoldface, Anytime Fitness, Monster Hunter Staff, Arfmedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigara Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel who clicked the little join button below. Thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. And thank you to everyone just for being here. I appreciate all of the support. At the moment, there we go. Bitcoin is currently at 18,655 US dollars. It is up by 2%. XRP is up by 20, just a smidge below 22%. It is at 36 US cents. Pretty impressive gains, if I must say so myself. Cardano is currently up by 14%. It is at 12 cents right now. I'm expecting the wave of people locking up their coins into Cardano to be able to stake to only continue. And I'm still expecting, like I mentioned before, that we are probably more than likely going to reach that $1 ADA and then probably past that. Lumens is up by 12. Anything else really crazy? IOTA's up by almost 10% as well. Not really sure why at the moment. Omise Go is up by almost 22%. No Omise Go news, but I am not upset that that is happening. Dogecoin is up by 12%. I just don't understand. And something called Near Protocol. So many interesting coins. That's the word I'm going to use. And it's going higher. What in the world is going on? All right. I do hope that you all enjoyed. Hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. Do something fun today. Make sure you go out for a little walk, get some air, call a friend, FaceTime a friend, order some pizza. Just do something, once again, that makes you happy. It's been a very long year. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.